Okay, pond update. It's April 14th, I think. You can see it's spring, the red bud blooming, the grass is bright green, got the first mow done. We got some changes I made to the ponds at this point. First thing is we're over here on the far west side. This is the original pond, and one of the things that I worked on lately is digging a new emergency spillway off the west side right here, so that if we get a big gully washer, it will run out here. And that'll be important later with some other features I'm going to show today. So we got a pretty good rain. What was that? 6 weeks ago, something like that. As usual, the old pond seeps, so it's down a ways. Water was like up here, so it seeped a little. Not horrible. It's not like it's gushing out, but it definitely does not seal up tight, which I've known that for forever. But anyway, so we still got plenty of water in the old pond. The drain and the floodplain back here is still got standing water because the water that's seeping through. I actually think the seep is coming right here because there's a big hackberry right here and the dam is really narrow. So one of the things I'm going to try is dump a bunch of clay in here and see if I can fill in that to help make that seal up better. You can actually see the water down here running if I find the right spot. Right there, you can still see the water running down. So I know it's still seeping a little bit. Not terrible, that's a dribble, but we'll work on that as we go through. Okay, so the drain pipe coming out of this going to the other, the new ponds, is right over here on the east side of the old pond. This spot right here is for sure significantly lower than the emergency spillway over there. So when this pond fills, we can let water run in. Now currently, I have this capped. I capped this because I was afraid that if we got a huge rain and I wasn't watching it, we would get too much water in the new ponds and burst the new dam. Did not want to do, obviously. But I am confident this system's going to work. Water flows through here nicely. We saw that last month. So this water has been holding back here like a champ. Been extremely pleased with how well it's holding. You can actually tell right now the water level is dropping pretty rapidly. That is because I am pumping water out of here. So what I'm doing is I am pumping from this into the far east side. Also want to notice along the way, we've got a lot of little vegetation that's popping up everywhere in the soil, just like you would expect in spring. In fact, this little finger right here is pretty green. So definitely lots of grass and vegetation coming up, which is great. That's kind of the goal. So the terrace, the dam, whatever it is between two ponds has been something I've been working on lately. It's kind of tricky, of course, because it's been holding water. But I was able to add a fair amount of dirt. It's just clay, so it's not real pretty and it won't grow anything yet. But I was able to come up probably a good foot along that. And you can kind of see from over here that it's come up nicely. So that spot in there is what I've been working on, and it is holding water beautifully. So the question for today is, since I'm pumping water, I need to know how far will this water run up here and flood this before we reach the breaking point, which is right there. Now, eventually I'm gonna add some more soil on top of that. We're gonna dress that up a little bit nicer, and it'll come up a little bit more, maybe another 6 or 8 inches with some topsoil. But for now, I wanna know how much water can I hold in this far east side. Specifically, how far will water go all the way to the eastern edge, which I never got water to the eastern edge with the rain before. So the pump is doing great. So we've already got water all the way to the very east side. So I'm quite excited about that. So now the question becomes, how far up to the north will this go? So you can see it's running up here, running uphill, pumping it up here. So I am hoping that if all goes according to plan, this will all flood and get to right about to this mud spot back here. So when we got the rain, we had a nice little muddy pool back here. It was fabulous. Kind of got another one right over here. So I'm hoping the water will reach about here by the time we get to the top of that levee over there. So I'm pretty optimistic, but I'm confident this has got a pretty good grade on it right here. So if I'm gonna excavate any, I'm gonna be pulling out of here. But I'm hoping that I can leave all of this the same. Now, here's some of that clay that I dug out to finish up the dam over there. So I'll have to dress some of this up with some topsoil and whatnot so we can get some millet growing in it, you know, come July and August. But anyway, the pump is working great. Took a fair amount of figuring and reading and studying what I was doing wrong. Watched some YouTube videos on how to make the pump work, but we got it working. The trick is you got to have this thing level. It's got to be on level ground. It does not like being tipped. So that means you need a pretty long inlet hose. So you can draw up the dam and then pump it over into the new one. So it's been running for probably 45 minutes or so and already pumped a ton of water. Looks like I need to go fix my hosing because it's about to splash out. The big blue hose just kind of flails around like a giant snake. But anyway, we pumping some water and you can clearly see we're way higher over here than we are here. So that's pretty cool. So anyway, we'll let this pump for a while and see how far we get up the hill there. Pretty excited about this. I gotta go fix that.